Let me ask you something, and there should be no rush to answer quickly. When you decide to act, how often is it because the moment is right? And how often is it because the pressure inside you is getting uncomfortable? I want you to think about that deeply, because most people don't move from readiness. No, they move to escape pressure. That's where confusion starts, because the universe has rhythm, so do you. That doesn't mean everything is mystical, no. It only means that everything has timing. Even in normal life, you understand this, because there is a time you wake up and your body feels ready to move. There are also moments where you wake up tired, heavy, irritated, but forced to move anyway. Now, this is the same person, operating with the same body, but different internal states. Now, here is where masculine action comes in. Masculine energy in real life terms is your ability to decide, initiate, and follow through. It's the part of you that says, I am doing this, and then actually does it. Not thinking about it for weeks, not talking about it endlessly, no, but actually doing it. Now, here is where most people get it all wrong. They think masculine energy means constant movement, constant action, constant pushing, but no, that is far from it. Masculine action works best when it is released at the peak of internal readiness, not at the peak of anxiety. Now, let us pause for a second and slow down. What does pressure actually look like? Pressure is when your mind is shouting, but your body is resisting. Pressure is when your chest feels tight. It is when your jaw is clenched. It is when breath is shallow. Pressure sounds like, I am running out of time, or I have to do something now, or if I don't move, something bad will happen. Pressure is when you are not reacting to life, but you are reacting to fear. Now, let's make this very real. Someone applied for a job, not because they are aligned to it, but because they are scared of being broke. Someone enters a relationship, not because they are ready, but because they are scared of being alone. Someone launches a project, not because it is properly structured or shaped, but because they feel left behind. Now, that's masculine energy released under pressure. And when action comes from that place, notice that you then rush decisions, you ignore signals, you skip preparation, and you force momentum. Be honest with yourself. Who or what then do you think will honestly happen? Nothing, right? Exactly. If you are observant, you will realize that you have created problem that you now have to clean up as a result of burnout, resistance, misalignment, and weak results. This is not because you are incapable, no. People keep repeating the same cycles, thinking the solution is more effort, but not realizing that the real issue is bad timing. Now, let's flip the table and talk about the other side. What does right timing actually feels like? It is quieter. That is the first thing people don't actually expect, because there is no internal war, you are not arguing with yourself, and you are not hyping yourself up. Another thing is that the desire feels shaped. That means your desire is not scattered and is not emotional noise, because your desire is clear. When you have a clear desire, you can explain what you are doing in 1 or 2 sentences, and it is not going to be a junk justification. Another one is that your nervous system feels neutral. It is not excited, it is not scared, no, but just neutral. You feel grounded in your body, your breathing is steady, your thoughts are in order, because your internal language changed positively. It's no longer, I must do this now. It now becomes, I can do this now. That sentence matters more than people actually realize because must comes from pressure and fear, while can comes from readiness. Now, here is a simple daily life example. Think about sending a message you've been overthinking about. When you are under pressure, you type, delete, rewrite, panic, send something messy, and after you send it, your heart is racing. That is pressure. But when the timing is right, you type the message once, you send it, and you move on. These are the same actions here, but operated in different internal states that then resulted to different outcomes. Notice that the right timing creates flow. Flow doesn't mean everything is easy. It means nothing inside you is fighting the action. Clarity comes because you are not emotionally scrambled. You don't second guess. You don't keep repeating decisions. And ease doesn't mean laziness, no. It means efficiency. Now, here is the grounded truth. Masculine release is power, but power without timing becomes pressure, and pressure always leaks. Pressure leakages occurs as self-doubt, exhaustion, and irritability. So before you move, before you decide, before you push, I want you to check your internal state. Ask yourself honestly, is this coming from fear or is it coming from readiness? Is there an internal war or a quiet certainty? You need to answer these questions honestly because masculine energy works best not when it is desperate to move, but when it is ready to be released. Once you understand this, you stop running around like a headless chicken. You stop forcing life. You stop burning yourself out. You start moving when it actually works. And that will change everything.